Okay, so it's been a little bit since I've made an overview, but the Dressel Designs Assassin. Hobbygod at Dressel Designs sent this to me a little while, a little bit ago. He sent it to me probably the week after I got the 50/50, which is still tragically dinged and tragically a C grade. It's been about 3 weeks since the Assassin got delivered. I've been giving it a lot of time, more than most other yo-yos I've reviewed, and that's because I really wanted to give this specific yo-yo like time. And there were a lot of things for me to test it on because it's a very, very unique yo-yo. First of all, it was the first steel yo-yo I've ever played with, ever. It's not the first D-bearing that I've played with, but it is the second, the first being the 50/50. With it being so small and a D-bearing and steel, there were a lot of things that were really unique about it. I didn't want to just open it and say, I'm not into it. Or, open it and say, oh, this is amazing. I really wanted to give this time. Hobbygod specifically made the Assassin for everyday carry. So, of course, I kept it at home for a week, and then I took it out and EDC'd it for a week, and I really put this yo-yo through the ringer. I did everything I could to really test this yo-yo, because here's the thing. I believe in being honest and fair with yo-yos. I'm not discriminatory with my yo-yos. If someone sends me a yo-yo, I'm not going to be unfairly, I'm not going to show a favor just because it was sent to me. Like, I'll be dead honest. So, okay, here's the thing. It's a great yo-yo, but it's missing something for me. Coming from where I'm coming from, I am especially used to yo-yos like the Hinamosu and the Wish, which is up on my shelf, and I don't want to reach back to grab it. So, coming from yo-yos like the Hinamosu and Wish, you just start to notice, and you feel like certain things are wrong when you notice when you have these tiny little hairline differences. So with the Assassin specifically, it could go through all my tricks perfectly fine, and it would play fast and it would play great, but I would always I'd want to push it just a little bit harder, just a little bit more, and I never could, and I don't know why. That was until I talked to my buddy Edition Yo-Yos, and he specifically said that he wished there was a little bit more mass on these rims here, and I kind of agreed. That's not a negative aspect either. That's just something that me and someone else happened to agree on. And to vouch for how good this yo-yo is, I met with someone to do a buy-sell trade deal, and I had things like the Thesis de Capo, the Thesis Hypothesis, and the COIW Puff in there with me, and we also had a bunch of his yo-yos as well. And he was non-stop playing with this, over and over and over. He was playing with the Assassin. He just loved it. He adored it. And when all was said and done, and we needed to finish our deal, and we were done hanging out, he asked me what I wanted for the Assassin. And we had met to trade the Puffin for one of his yo-yos. So think about it like that. It's a good yo-yo. It's a tiny yo-yo. It's tiny. Let me grab it. I have a Fire Ox here. You can get an idea of how small it is, right? Okay, well maybe Fire Ox is a little bit of a narrow yo-yo, but you get an idea of how small it is when you can put it in the cup of other yo-yos. It's tiny, and it's so funny how tiny it is. It's an adorable little yo-yo, and where is it? Wait, okay. So here's the thing. Here's the best part about the Assassin. You ready? It rings like a titanium, and it's steel. It actually rings more because it's this bowl shape, and it's awesome. It's also great for playing with cats. That was great. I think I'm gonna go ahead and go play with it and do some A-Bing. But I'll just go play with it. I'll just be right back. I think I can comfortably say and summarize my thoughts on the Assassin and how the Assassin plays. The Assassin compared to the Shutter and the 50/50 is kind of a two-way comparison. I'll be kind of honest here. Imagine if you had the speed of the 50/50 and then you kind of brought it back a little bit, and then with that speed you took out, you put in a little extra power and like you took that from the Shutter. That's essentially what the Assassin feels like in play. It just feels it's faster than the Shutter, but it has less power, but it's slower than the 50/50 and it has more power. I'm gonna be kind of honest here when I say I still prefer the 50/50, and the 50/50 kind of works better for me. But the Assassin, if it had that little bit more, and this is a message specifically to Hobbygod, because I know he's going to be watching this video. If the Assassin had just a little bit more meat on its bones, just a little bit more, at least for me personally as a player, it would fit my preferences more. As is, it's a very good yo-yo, but personally I find it's lacking in just a little bit of that extra oomph, you know? The 50/50 is a bigger yo-yo than the Assassin, and once again, the Assassin fits in the cups of yo-yos. It's narrow, it's a small yo-yo, so the Assassin feels like it wants to go fast, but if you push it too hard, if you have one bad little something where it's a sensitive yo-yo, you gotta take care of it a little bit. It'll do all your tricks perfectly fine. It's just, you can't push it, you know? You can't make it go as hard as you want. I will say this though, it has more control than the Shutter. The Shutter's speed and power in a way kind of makes the Assassin feel balanced and neutral and nice, and then compared to the 50/50, 50/50 is just speed. You're just like, okay, well, I'm going. It's, you know, Assassin feels more reluctant than the 50/50. When you're playing with the Assassin, how light it is on the string, it makes you want to go fast. But if you're not sensitive to it, and if you don't have good execution, or you're a little sloppy, the Assassin might blow out. It might die mid combo. You know, the Assassin feels like it goes fast, but you can't really push it too hard to go fast. You know, it kind of forces you to have a more gradual acceleration curve. You know, if you're trying to refine your technique, or if you want something laid back and chill, definitely get the Assassin. You'll be chilling. It's a chill yo-yo. If you're on the market for something chill to just take around, I'd definitely get the 50/50, you know, get a little. I think I'm gonna wrap it up there. I have given my thoughts on this yo-yo, but there are some plans for later, so let me set this all aside. Documentaries I have planned right now. I have a Yo-Yo Factory documentary planned and a Yo-Yo Jam documentary planned. So I'm going to be doing Yo-Yo Jam first because, first of all, I think Yo-Yo Jam's more historical and information about them is disappearing. It's definitely in the back of the minds of who yo-yos today, and it's a novelty thing. Yo-Yo Factory video, I'm probably going to work with Ben on that. As for future overviews, I am going to be recording a video on the thesis da capo right after this, so I have something to edit and upload in the next couple of weeks. I possibly have plans to do a comprehensive multiple Japanese yo-yos, things like the Hydrangea Magnolia, the Turning Point Hinamosu, the Yo-Yo Recreation Gotham, and I have a St. Elmo to my left as well as a Inevitable. So there are some future plans. I don't know which ones I'm going to follow up with for the reviews. I'm definitely, about to do the Capo review though. So check those out when they drop. And thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Buy the Assassin when it drops. It's a good little yo-yo.